Hey everybody, welcome back to Elevate and Reflect with DC, the podcast where we dive deep into topics that help you improve your life, grow as a person, find balance in a hectic, messed up world. I'm your host, Dark Cancer, and today we're going to kick things off with a new series on a topic that's incredibly relevant to everyone. The last couple episodes, I've been talking about personal development. So we're going to talk about something that helps with personal development, stress and stress management. It's something that I feel like I need right now, so it's definitely a topic that we should probably jump into. But before we jump into our discussion, let's take a quick moment to recap our last episode where we explored personal development. We talked about setting personal goals, building self-discipline, nurturing a growth mindset. Personal development is a journey, and it helps with managing stress in a crucial way, more than you realize. And if you missed that episode, be sure to go and check it out. There's some valuable insights there. We're going to dive more into that as we go, but for the next 2 or 3 episodes, we're going to be focusing on stress management. And we're going to go ahead and begin with an introduction of stress. For those who don't know what that is, it's a natural part of our life, okay? A little bit of stress can actually be beneficial. It's not a bad thing in small quantities. Doctors tell you sweetening in small quantities by providing the motivation and urgency needed to tackle certain tasks and challenges. However, that being said, when stress becomes overwhelming, it can have a serious impact in a negative way on not only your health, but your mental and physical well-being. Stress triggers several hormonal responses within the body, okay? Including what's known as the fight or flight response. While this can be a useful thing in select situations, especially immediate danger, it's less helpful when you're trying to navigate your day-to-day challenges like work, personal relationships, and of course life in a nutshell. So, understanding what causes stress and how it affects you is the first steps. Stress can arise from various sources, including life events, work pressures, even positive change. Heck, it can happen from your personal relations. Just because you think that everything may be okay with your relationship, there's a slight chance that something's wrong. And you're stressing about it because you think he's doing something or she's doing something that they're definitely not doing. More than likely, like in my case, my girlfriend's always wondering, what am I doing? Why don't I always talk to her? The thing about it is, she's up during the day. I'm up at night, which is usually when I'm recording these podcasts, by the way. So my timeline does not match hers. She does know that. She does understand that. But there are times where she forgets and it stresses her out. There's times where my health, being erratic like it is right now, it stresses her out. But the key thing here is to recognize these triggers, and that can help you develop effective strategies to manage stress before it becomes overwhelmingly negative, if you will. Now, next topic is taking control and avoiding, and one of the most important stress issues is the feeling of losing control. A lot of people don't control. They like to be 100% in control of everything. Something wrong with that, but that can in itself be extremely stressful. That's why it's crucial to take proactive steps to manage your stress levels. I got 10 tips here, top tips that can help you manage stress, and not limited to the 10 I have here. Keep that in mind. There are more. It just depends on each person. Everyone's situation and predicament is different. How they handle that stress is different, but I have 10 steps to get you started at least. Number 1, identify stress triggers, okay? You need to recognize what causes your stress and try to avoid or at least address these triggers like the issue with my girlfriend worrying if my health is okay, if I'm doing all right. Here's the thing. I grew up being like this already. I've already had to deal with it, and it's something she's going to have to try to learn to cope with. I can't address these. There's nothing I can do about it. These are stuff that she'll have to deal with on her own. Eventually, she'll come to terms with it, but this is just something that we're going to have to work through. Second, healthy diet. You need to maintain a balanced diet to help your body cope with stress. When you're stressed out, most people tend to eat. Or some people don't eat anything and they stress diet or fast, and then they start losing a bunch of weight. This is not healthy, by the way, okay? On that note, number 3, regular exercise. This can also help you get your mind off of things, okay? Physical activity can help reduce stress hormones and even trigger the release of endorphins to help calm you down in more ways than one. For some people, it's going swimming, going running, playing basketball, playing tennis, or in my case, going bowling. It releases some endorphins, all right? I'm taking those pins out. Number 4, adequate sleep. Okay, I can't stress this one enough. Ensure you get enough rest. This helps your body not only recover from stress, but in a way also helps you relax. If you're super stressed out, you will not be able to sleep, I promise you. But that being said, if that's the case, number 5 helps. Relaxation techniques. Practice mindfulness. In some people's cases, deep breathing exercises. There are other relaxation techniques. I'm not going into the chakra thing because, like I said, I grew up in a godly household. That has nothing to do with God, so I'm going to leave that alone. Some people do yoga. Some people do exercise. Some people go ride a bike. It's just a matter of what techniques help calm you down. In my case, bowling, cooking. When I used to be able to do it, my grandfather going fishing, that helped calm me down. It was just something to relax me. Number 6, time management. You need to organize your time effectively. Why does this help? It helps avoid being overwhelmed. This stops you from thinking that you have to do all this stuff all at once. You gotta. No one needs to do that. Please don't do that. Irritating, and it's going to drive you insane. Number 7 is social support. If you have friends, connect with family, share your feelings, get support from them. This will help you calm down, help you reassure yourself that everything will be okay. Okay? With that being said, they'll also help you with number 8, if you're unable to do it for yourself. Set realistic goals. Break bigger tasks into smaller ones. Make them manageable. If you know you got to do the kitchen, but you don't want to do it, and it stresses you out because you see all these dishes here, but you just don't want to do it, here's an idea. Break it down into small sections. Do it a little bit at a time. Do a little now. Do a little bit later. You don't have to sit here and do the entire kitchen now. You can do half now, half later. The same thing applies to a lot of other stuff. If you have homework to do and you know you have a lot to do and you don't want to do it all at once, then do a little bit now. Do a little bit later. Touch on it. Read it. Even if you don't actually write anything, break it down. Why does this help? Because then you don't have to sit here with this giant mountain in front of you and then you're stressing and pulling your hair out. Or in my case, it turns white, which is really unfortunate. Last but not least, number 10, professional help. This helps some people. Seek help from a counselor or a therapist if needed. There's plenty of people out there that are trained specifically to help you with this type of thing, believe it or not. Despite what I say about my girlfriend, she is becoming a trained counselor and she's learning to deal with it. That's why I said it's not a problem with her dealing with me and my stress, because she's learned how to handle it. She's being trained on how to help other people handle it. So it's something that she has to learn to do. With that being said, let's talk about stress at work. Okay? Workplace stress is a common issue. It affects a lot of people. It can stem from a variety of factors, such as excessive workloads, lack of control, or in some people's cases, workplace bullying. That's a thing. But it's also important to address these issues promptly to avoid, what's the word I wanted to use here, to avoid or prevent burnout or other mental issues, and maintain a healthy work-life balance. If you can't avoid the person who's bullying you, if you can't report them and that's not working, it's best to just avoid them if you can, or make it so that you're never there when they're there. Try not to stress yourself out over that if you can help it. But here are some strategies to help manage workplace stress. I got 4 of them for you. First, set boundaries. Ensure you have a clear separation between work and personal time, okay? Next, communicate effectively. Talk to your manager or your colleagues about your stressors and seek support. Granted, this only works if you have actually decent managers, but not every single one of them is 100% bad. Chances are if you have a bad manager, there's a reason why they're upset like that. If you can figure out what it is and manage to get on their good side, I'm not saying suck up to them, that's a completely different thing. But if you can manage on their good side, I promise you, if they are a good person at heart, God only knows, they'll actually be more helpful to you than harmful. And who knows, maybe them yelling at you is actually their way of helping you. You never know. Number 3, take breaks. Okay, regular breaks can help you recharge and maintain productivity. You don't have to make them open and obvious, but you can take a short break by, walking into the bathroom, going into a random closet for about 5 minutes, take a breather, drink some water, something. Make it still look like you're being productive, but you're giving your mind a break. Number 4, prioritize tasks. Okay, you're still at work, so you need to focus on the high priority tasks first and delegate when possible. If you can't do it all, have someone help you. Okay, you don't need to do everything by yourself, promise. Actually, now that I brought that up, let me talk about something else real quick. Relaxation techniques, okay? Learning to relax is essential for managing stress. Here's some effective relaxation type I found that kind of help. Give its best a description as I can. Mindfulness is the first one. Practice living in the moment and appreciating it 100%. In a manner of speaking, be present without being 100% present and enjoy that rather than worrying about what's happening 5, 10, 20, 50, whatever minutes ahead of time, okay? Focus on what's going on. Aromatherapy. You can use scents and smells to enhance your state of mind. If this works great, especially if you're working at home. If you're working in an office setting, I don't know if it would work that great. You would have to find out if the scent is pleasing to the people around you, unless you have your own specific office. You wouldn't have to worry about it as much. Because you don't want to annoy or irritate the people around you. Because there are some scents that, while are calming to you, can be irritating to someone else. Okay, you don't want to stress everyone else out just to make yourself feel. Don't do that. Music therapy. If you're one of those people who listens to music to soothe your mind and your body, I kind of do that every now and then you can try that, especially if you're at work. Next is hypnosis. Now, this one I can't say a whole lot about because it's not something that would actually work on you. If you have a mindset or your mental state is that of an aware type of person, like you're always aware of what's around you, this won't work. Also, if you're conscious of what's going on, it's not going to work. It's a technique to help you step away from stress and feel more. There are ways that you can do this to yourself. I can't dive into any specifics, mostly because I don't really use it on myself, but I know some people who do, but due to certain constraints, I can't. But you can definitely look into it online. Just be very careful what you're looking into, okay? And then last but not least, laughter, okay? Engage in activities that make you laugh, stuff to help you relieve stress. You could be having a piss poor day, and all you need is to turn around the corner and see someone walk into the living room or into the kitchen and slip and bust their behind. Yes, they're going to be in pain. Yes, they may be hurt, but I promise you're going to laugh, aren't you? That helps. I'm not telling you to go hurt the next person over. Please don't do that, okay? That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm saying is look for something that you can engage in to help you relax, okay? Also, go check on that person. Long-term effects of stress in ways that affect you not only mentally or physically are pretty detrimental, okay? Chronic stress can lead to serious long-term health issues such as high blood pressure, heart conditions, or mental health problems like depression and anxiety. I have anxiety, so it's something that I have to deal with on the day-to-day basis. I'm not stressed out, but having anxiety doesn't help my case. But it's crucial to take steps to manage stress early to prevent these negative outcomes. And don't worry, we'll talk about anxiety and depression at a later date, but because I feel like those are topics that people need to talk about. But these are things that you need to address to help you or the people around you feel more comfortable around you, and at the same time make you feel more comfortable around everyone else and in your everyday life. Stress also, in weird cases, can cause you to gain a lot of weight. And if you're one of those people who's always constantly stressed out, you're always eating or always trying to find a snack or something to calm yourself down, it's great you find a way to calm yourself down, but now you're gaining unnecessary weight and you're making yourself unhealthy in that sense. I'm not saying, oh, stop snacking, don't eat everything that you see. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying cut back on the snack. Try to find another way to calm yourself down. And if you're one of those people who thinks you look beautiful just the way you are, and that's perfect, but you don't want to go and work out, I really do advise dropping the snacks, okay? If you don't mind working out and working out helps you, then by all means, pile on the snacks, go for it. But you don't want to eat yourself, okay? That is a thing. And quite frankly, right now, with all people doing all the live streaming and eating a lot of food, I think it's called mukbang or something like that, a lot of them dying, I'm really concerned about people who stress eat considerably. Anyway. Managing stress is an ongoing process that requires awareness and proactive steps. By understanding your stress triggers and implementing effective stress management techniques, you can maintain a healthier, more balanced life. That being said, let's go ahead and do a recap. Today, we've explored the basics of stress, its causes, and how to manage. Remember, stress is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control your life, okay? By taking control and implementing stress management strategies, you can improve your overall well-being for the long run. Even in the short term, it's still helpful. That being said, as we close out this podcast today, what steps will you take this week to manage I want you to think about that. Reflect on this question. Consider sharing your thoughts and experiences on my Patreon discussion board or in the comment section down below if you're listening on YouTube. Your journey towards a stress-free life in any way possible can help not only inspire others, but also help them as well. Or in your case, it may actually be able to help you too. That being said, thank you for tuning in to Elevate and Reflect with DC. I'm your host, Dark Cancer. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with others who might actually benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episode where we'll dive deeper into stress management techniques and other things as well. Until next time, take care, keep striving for a balanced life, a blessed rest.